What's your name, first of all?
Julio Lopez.
Julio. Okay,
Yeah.
So do you have a call sign or anything like that?
Call sign Mr. Lopez.
Mr. Lopez.
That's all right. Formal.
Easy to remember.
Very, very formal.
There you go. All right. Are you on a team or anything like that?
It has 3 friends.
Three friends?
with
So you're just rolling with your buddy?
Yeah, I met them here and we just text each other, hey, you coming by? Yeah, sure, we meet you there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So first thing we want to ask you about, have you heard about this this Senate bill that's on the federal level where they're trying to change airsoft?
Definitely. S213, I think, is the law. I heard of it. I've been researching it, and they're trying to make the gun or white or orange, something like that. No replicas, no selling. Yeah, I heard of it.
How would that affect your opinion of airsoft? And would that get you out of it, or would you?
It'll be pretty lame, like a child game, I believe. Like treat it like a little child. I think we're more responsible with that. People who are like into airsoft, they know how to handle it. But there are people who cannot handle this. They can use it for bad purposes. But people like us believe that we can really manage real replicas and we can be responsible with them. And changing the law like that would just make people quit, because it would be like toys, be like little girls playing with white guns and all pink guns, and it wouldn't be as cool as other games.
Do you feel that they could impact the future of airsoft in the United States as far as their importation?
Definitely they will. The sales can go lower. I think this is a good business. You know, they're like huge company. They make millions of dollars every year on items, and if they do this, I think it'll hurt the economy. First of all, it'll be very, very, very bad.
Okay. Couple questions. What kind of gear are you running with today?
I have ICS right now. All the outside ICS split gearbox, but I did everything from different barrels and batteries. The shell is ICS, but interior is all like a Frankenstein thing.
Okay. What kind of rig are you running? Or chest rig or anything like that, or is it just this you can run with a mag?
I have a chest ring. I have a vest.
Mr. Lopez does not need gear. He takes lives.
I have a good gear. I have a nice vest, 6 mags. I have a pistol, 1911 pistol, blowback. You know, I got good gear. Pretty.
All right. So first of all, what's your name?
Charles.
Charles. Like, do you have a call sign or anything like that?
Grizzly.
Grizzly. Okay. That's what the facial hair is growing it out.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have a team?
Yeah, Ikaika Warriors from Washington.
Awesome. How far up in Washington?
Seattle area.
Okay, so you did a bit of a drive today then.
Yep.
So first of all, we're just kind of asking people, have you heard about this new Senate bill that's coming down the pipes that's about replicas and how they look and all that stuff?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
You heard of it? How do you think it's going to affect airsoft?
A lot, actually. I think that California chapter's got to spread out.
Yeah, the 199 bill that it did change some. They put the band on the weapons. I know Boxer, it was reread on 120-115, and the intent was it's going to make all imported guns a bright color, whatever's approved, whether it be blaze orange or blaze fluorescent green. How do you think that's going to affect the importation of airsoft from international manufacturers?
Well, in my point of view, I don't want to use a bright color gun. It's not realistic at all. Like, for paintballers, everybody says it's realistic for the paint when it explodes. But for airsoft, the weapons, the gear, and everything, and the honor is more realistic than that. And with bright colors, it's taking away the realism.
You think there'll be any impact on crime associated with the use of airsoft guns?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, technically no, and yes at the same time.
Sure.
You know, they can use the bright colors to put a real weapon or spray paint it and use that. But, you know.
Would you mod your stuff though? Like if you ordered something from overseas and it came as white or orange, would you just paint it?
Maybe, but not really, no.
So you just probably quit?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you running with today? What's your gear?
I see he's got a Glock on.
Yes, I do. M4 KWA.
Key mod stock and
mag pulling.
Nice.
So
slick. Mag pulled out. What's your rig? You run a chest rig or anything like that?
Yeah, Cyclone lightweight.
Cyclone lightweight, awesome.
And multi-cam. I'm liking it.
How much did that run you?
Like 120.
Do you see yourself more as a Millicent player or more of a casual player?
You know, I like Millicent events, but I like doing casual events as well.
Right on. What kind of comms are you running with?
Biofings.
Okay. How do you like them?
Pretty good. I like them.
Okay.
They're not that expensive at all, and they run fine. So.
Where are you guys from?
We're from Boise, Idaho.
Dang, you guys came a long ways then.
Yeah.
What's your team name?
Graveyard Airsoft.
Graveyard Airsoft. Okay. What's your call sign?
I go by Thief.
Thief. Right,
That does not bode well.
drop the shit.
What's your call sign?
I'm metal.
Metal.
Goose.
Goose. Okay. Everybody else, let's get them.
Anybody Maverick?
Panda.
Panda. What about you, man? What's your call sign?
Mako.
Mako. All right. Have you guys heard of this Senate bill that's coming down the pipes that's going to affect how airsoft guns look?
Yes.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Who's the most well read on it?
I've heard a little bit about it. Isn't it so that airsoft guns, they have to either be of a differentiated color or clear to make sure that it's not, you know,
Basically like white.
yeah,
bright
make sure that it's very well known that it's a plastic or fake gun.
Yep.
There you go.
I mean, it's not imminent yet, but would that affect your guys' participation in airsoft?
Would it affect it? No, but I'd still prefer to have my guns actually look cool instead of having them all be bright orange and easily visible on the field from
Would that mean
clear
that you'd have
across.
to paint your gear? Is that what it actually means?
Yeah, it would probably affect a little bit. I mean, Airsoft is probably like 80% looks. So, I mean, part of it's looking cool, and that would just look not cool at all.
Would you modify your if you got it and it came as orange? Would you just paint it, or what
Yes.
would you do?
I would definitely paint it.
I'd paint it.
Would it have? Are they talking about like different materials, like metal as well?
I don't think so.
They're talking, the summary was about transportation and importation. So what it would mean is now the next question is kind of a segue, is that this could affect, or how do you believe it would affect international manufacturers importing stuff to the United States? Do you think they would completely change their product line in order to meet the needs of the United States?
Definitely, because they're still trying to make money. But
we're a decent chunk of market share. No, we're not a decent chunk.
No, it's much bigger, like all over the world.
I know it's all over the world. I just figured we're a decent little market share.
A lot of countries don't have guns at all, so like this is it. Like,
Yeah.
this is what they got. So, so what are you guys running today? What kind of gear? Well, Marpat and Woodland mostly, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Are you more of a Milsim team, or would you say you're more of just a casual player team?
Milsim.
Yeah, listen.
We got 2 saw gunners and the rest are riflemen, except for our DMR metal.
right on. All right, what kind of gear you guys got? Got some different kind of stuff.
A couple saw guns.
Mostly.
I run Condor mainly. A lot of my stuff is just Condor stuff.
For my DMR, I run this nice little evil black M14.
Right on.
We do have 2 gas blowback rifles. These two.
I have a pretty rare WeTech G36.
Nice, man.
Gas powered.
Nice.
With the light still on.
Oh man, is it on?
Jesus, this man is serious about his airsoft.
Yeah, I run it's a WeTech gas blowback Scar L that I got the EGLM for.
Awesome. What kind of comms do you guys run for your team?
Basically whatever radios we can get
Any
hold of,
radio.
but-
Like GMRS or?
Speaking of which,
I need a radio.
we got some
With fifth time.
Motorola talkabouts.
Still the industry standard since 2000.
Yeah, we got a couple other brands.
What
Yeah.
now?
Nice. How do you think that it would affect airsoft?
You know, I don't know, to be perfectly honest. I don't think it's going to have a huge effect because at the end of the day, my understanding is you can still modify the gun once you get it yourself. Paint it up, make it look however you want to. So the people that are very serious about it, I think they'll put up and they'll do whatever they have to continue to play airsoft. So I don't like it. I don't know the details on the importation and what they're trying to do there. So
As the legislation reads, this is the bill is attacking the transportation and importation. So they're saying that the gun completely has to enter the United States when it goes through customs as a bright orange or whatever color that the federal government deems as reasonable. Do you believe that the international manufacturing community is going to have a U.S. compliant gun?
Clear off the top bone for you.
Or do you think that could certainly affect how many guns are in the United States?
I have a feeling that it might be a little slow in the beginning, but they would step up the manufacturing on it and give us whatever we needed to buy it. I'm not happy about it. Don't get me wrong. I don't like the idea of the bill. I don't think it's a good idea. It'll probably have an effect for maybe the first year, but at the end of the day, the manufacturers do what they need to get the guns to us. It's already slow. I already know it's hard getting guns in here, so you know.
And I guess, well, being that you're an adult, not a young kid, I got a question.
Sure.
That's an interesting one. Do you believe this will affect crime?
Not at all. It's not gonna have an impact. I don't think one way or another. To me, I think if anything, getting the kids out here, doing airsoft, learning how to handle the airsoft gun properly is very good. It's a good learning experience.
Good mentoring program.
Yeah, good mentoring program. Which is something that we do. You know, we got a guy going over here right now. First time he's been out. First thing we did. This is it. This is the rules, guys. You know, here's your safety. Don't point it at anybody. Don't put your finger on the trigger into it, and run it through the whole gambit how it's supposed to be done. And all the guys here are done it, and they're better off for it. So, I think it's a great opportunity. And the more you know, the safer everyone's going to be.
Absolutely. So, here's a follow-up question to that. Do you think it will reduce how many kids get shot by police officers in confusion?
That's a tough one. I have they're horrible things when they happen. You know, those are strange things. But I don't think it's going to have an effect on it at all. I really don't think.
Stupid is.
Stupid is. You can't fix stupid. And as awful as I feel for those people that have either been, critically injured, killed, or with these accidents happening, I have to believe the police officer that was involved. It is also will never be able to forget what happened.
Devastated.
They're devastated by it because nobody wants to do it. I mean, it's just an accident. But we've all been to it. Adrenaline's rushing, things are pumping. I see somebody come up, point something at me. I'm not going to go, I see a brass barrel in the end of that, little thing. No.
Sure.
Shoot first, ask questions later type thing. And no, I don't think it's going to help at all.
No, I think the parents need to actually step up and police their kids a little bit.
I totally agree. We encourage parents always to come out. Our team anyway is a combination of parents and their kids. That's what most of us run. We always have an adult sponsor with a kid that's always out here. We have people come out. I always encourage them to bring their parents to come out and play with them too, or at least be aware of what's going on. Be involved. Yeah. People that come in and say they want, hey, can I join your team? Can I join your team? I said, great. How old are you? Okay, you're 17 or less. Let's talk to your parent too. Get him or her or your parent or guardian, and we'll talk to you about it. Yeah, it's very important they understand what's going on.
So first of all, where are you guys from?
I'm up from Everett. We're all on the same team up in the Puget Sound area.
Yeah, Washington.
Man, a lot of Washington guys here today. Yep. Where do you guys mostly post? Like, where do you go to find the shit?
We've got King County Airsoft group on Facebook. We've got King County. There's also Snohomish County with 7th group.
So you're Seattle-based?
Yes.
Yeah. I lived in Federal Way.
And then, I'm
left.
saying 7th group. I like getting the recognition out there. And then there's also Monroe Airsoft. The team has a northern division for Pratt North up in Monroe to get the North End players of Washington.
We're also in 5 states.
Yeah, also 5 states.
Okay, well there you go. Do you guys do Milton West shit?
Private Recon Assault Team.
There you go. Yep. Right on. Let's get some. Do you guys have call signs? Anybody? Call signs? Tags.
Ghost.
Rat.
Boulder?
Yeah.
Are you slow?
He fell through a.
No, I usually just go through stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 250
He's the lineman.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay, so we're kind of asking everybody, have you heard about this new Senate bill?
The federal one, not
the federal
the
one that's going to affect the importation of airsoft, how they look, if it passes.
The one's going to require them to be painted bright colors.
Yes, white, orange.
Yeah, we've heard of it.
Yes,
Which is the one where the gang members have already started painting their guns bright colors in order to make them look like fake guns and make the police have that split-second hesitation. That's a great bill. Yeah. Not so much.
This man is...
Best interview ever!
This guy has a lot of opinions.
We love him.
We really do.
How do you think it's going to affect airsoft?
Not in any way positive.
Not in any way positive?
No, because it goes back to how you're then painting real guns to look like toy guns, and it's going to just make it to where we're not even going to be able to have them again.
Yeah.
Just because you're still being able to transition them from toy guns to look like real guns just from a paint job.
Okay.
So, and it's not going to change anything.
Do you think it's going to affect the sport, though? I mean, people showing up.
It's most of the reason that we play this is for the reality. And we play it because it's milsim. We're simulating reality. I'm not going to simulate reality with a bright pink gun. I could spray paint it. I could do whatever I wanted to do to it. I mean, I could paint it back so it was black, but then I'm breaking the law. Then what?
The way it reads, the end user would not be liable for changing.
Same as the orange tip, that it's
Right.
only for importation and transfer across state lines.
Yeah, and the way they're writing. Did you read the summary for that
Yes.
bill? Okay, so you're spun up on it. Has everybody else read it?
Got a vague idea on that one myself.
Vague is reasonable. The intent is, do you believe that the international manufacturing community is going to build a U.S.-based gun? Do you think they're going to do that to meet the needs of the United States? Or are they just going to say altogether, we'll try to gray market it in, or fuck it?
I don't know. They probably say fuck it.
Well, it depends on how large the market base is here in the United States. I mean, it's pretty freaking big, and if they don't want to lose that market, then I think they would. I mean, come on, they make Gundam-style guns already over in Asia, so...
I mean, I know that Japan, Taiwan, Malaysia, Airsoft is huge.
Same with every place else. Syria, all over the place. I mean, whenever we look at all the different sites and we go on all the different forums and stuff, the people are from everywhere. So cutting out the United States because we won't, or because we're going to make them adhere to this paint job rule, that's not going to hurt them in the long run.
Their bottom line.
Their bottom line will not get hurt. They'll just cut us out, and then we'll have guns that are brightly colored that just look ridiculous.
They'll rattle them as they're coming off the line.
Yeah.
The line on them.
I mean, how would you guys feel if they only offered like 2 AEG types, like an M4 and an AK or something like that?
There's like 5 or 6 different AEG types laying on the ground here right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, considering I'm the guy that uses the weird ones like P90 and all sorts of other goofy crap, I wouldn't be too pleased on that one because I'm sitting there going, I like the odd guns.
I mean, you not agree that then Airsoft is very much an individualistic.
It is
kind of,
absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
It's as much about the gear and the gun as it is about getting your gun on. If we were only interested in shooting, we could just as easily move to paintball or regress back to paintball.
Absolutely.
That's what basically makes Airsoft different from paintball. Is you can go and be, oh dude, look at this new gun I just got, and it differs so much from everything else. Yeah.
Ability that you could do with airsoft guns versus the paintball guns would be the big difference in that. So if you just offer an M4 and an AK series, I mean, that's going to hurt just a lot of the sport because there's so many different types out that everybody has their own personal preferences. Like I hate AKs. M4s are kind of okay. There's other people out there that are like, fuck M4s, I'm running AK.
Yeah.
Go for it, Or there's another one like him. He runs a P90, P90, PDR, anything small like that. He just hates the M4 series, so he goes for any oddball. So, and there's a lot of guys that are out there like that.
So we're kind of just asking people, have you guys heard at all about this Senate bill that's coming out that they're trying to affect how airsoft guns are imported and what they look like?
I have. I know in California they're trying to do that, get like the blue strands on the guns and the grip. Personally, I don't really have an issue with that as long as it's not as long as it's not overtaking the entire weapon. If it's just a grip or just a stock, I'm perfectly fine with that because then it still looks pretty realistic. But if they're making it kind of like, I think it's Europe and some places over there where they make you buy bright blue, bright green, bright orange, bright pink guns, then it kind of takes away from the feeling, I think.
Okay. The Senate bill that's proposed by the same person, by a boxer, that what they're saying is for the importation and transportation of the gun, it has to be in total bright orange, bright green, white, whatever it is that is going to be what they choose as their legislative is going to be illegal. How do you think that's going to affect Airsoft? And do you believe that international manufacturers are going to build a U.S. compliant gun?
I feel like some international compliance would comply with the new rules. I think probably the bigger ones, Chinese manufacturers probably, because I bet a lot of their market is the United States. As far as like certain parts of games, Milsim West, they would probably not adapt very well because everyone would have these bright pink or green guns when they're used to like their OD green or what have you, and they've totally customized it out. So then going to like CQB kind of indoor, where you have like the teenagers and tweens and middle schoolers go, that'd probably be fine. I think they already kind of do that. So I think it'd depend on where you're playing.
How would it affect your experience?
I like to do these kind of in between, kind of complete milsim and complete CQB rounds, kind of like this one we're doing today. It would definitely affect my experience. I would really like the realistic feel and weight and stuff of the guns. But for the actual gameplay, I don't think it would really matter.
Would you paint the gun?
I would probably try if it's legal.
The way the legislation reads, it's only for transportation. Similarly, like the orange tip, you can't control what the end user is going to do to a toy, especially when it's used in a reasonable.
I'd definitely paint it then. Paint it black, or maybe even go like spray paint or something like that. Maybe nice camo on it.
Like Korea Code's going to make a killing if that's the case.
Yeah. Hey, what kind of gear you guys running today?
I just got some cheap like Condor vest going on. This is my buddy. It's his first time going.
He's got some dope ass Nikes.
Yeah, I'm a runner for track, so I really like just wearing my spring shoes.
There you go.
Because they feel a lot better. But got my Condor vest, got my really nice M-Tech knife.
See your blade.
And I had to tape it to make it semi-legal, but I'm not gonna be using it. I just thought it looked freaking badass.
Yeah.
So I had to get it. I got my brand new Crytek SPR that I bought a couple days ago. So that's its first time out.
It's your first run with it, huh?
Yeah.
Great guns.
See what that is. So far I really like it. Got my KWA ATP I'm pretty proud of. I also like that. And then my really old Classic Army M6A2 PSD.
That's what I'm talking about, boy. I wrote CA. That's because it's old as shit.
I really just like the body because there's this steel and felt really good when I bought it, and it upgraded the crap out of it, so it's pretty good now.
All right, so we're asking people about the Senate bill that's coming up. What do you think? Have you heard about it?
No, what Senate bill's that?
Okay,
there's
so
a lot
the
of
importation and the transportation. It's on the federal level. It was read 121.15. We talked about it last week on the podcast.
And I missed out.
I know you did, you punk bitch. All right, so that being said, what it is what they're proposing is the gun has to be of a solid color in nature, so it'd be like bright orange.
Yeah, I'd seen that. I don't think that's gonna stop a whole lot of stuff, because you're just gonna have the kids out in the field running around doing stupid stuff anyway. If I guess I could say they're doing stupid stuff, because they are.
Stupid is, stupid does.
Stupid is, stupid does. Not organized, run around the hills. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I think it's overkill for something that's way overhyped.
Do you think it's going to affect the importation of the Airsoft replicas for the international manufacturers? Do you think they're going to build a U.S.-based gun?
Yeah, I think you're going to see a definite shift there, because the market is going to dictate a whole different set of circumstances, and
it just depends on U.S. market share.
Yeah,
it comes down to.
What he said.
This is not how you interview people.
This is like a Bill interview.
I'm pushing
He leads
you.
the interview. So you think what you're saying is
I'm agreeing with Bill.
That's called leading the witness, man.
Exactly.
So what you're saying is that you would
My
not
friend,
support this, right?
In a minute.
My friend, let me tell you what Bill said.
All right. So, what do you think? In the long,
So after everything I just said, what do you think?
I told you.
Long term,
what do you think now that I've given you information?
If it is implemented, I think it's going to affect the sport from the standpoint of a lot of people go to Airsoft because it gives you a lot more realism than paintball. Paintball's trying up their game to become more realistic with their weaponry. Which
theoretically,
yeah, but it's still the same style of gameplay, and I think what you're going to see, like I said, is a shift to people that are, just drop out of it completely, because the whole element of at least the milsim side of it, I'm not going to run around in the woods with a paint gun.
Is it gear and guns and then shooting, or is it shooting first and then gear and guns?
In my thought, when you're going to these big events, there's a lot more. It's all about the gears and guns than the and some tactics. The smaller skirmishes are the ones that are, I still think, more true to the sport, where they're there for just the love of the game,
grassroots,
and that's why I myself have tried to start moving towards going back to that, the roots of the stuff. Milsim's great, but when you get a lot of people out here and it becomes more about the gears and the gun, that type of thing, it's not the same element. If you're out here to have fun, you can get stuff all day, but if you're not having fun, it's not going to do you any good. It does, and that's why I think you see a lot of people kind of shift on to other things as they went on. A lot of the veterans that were here before are gone now. They're still around floating, but they don't play Airsoft, just because a lot of the fun now is more people start dictating, oh, we got to be milsim, It's like, there's nothing fun to run around the woods shooting at people with a high cap and run around all day just going willy-nilly. There's something to be said from the milsim aspect of it. That is a great component, but to do it all the time,
only thing.
It's not the only thing. Everybody's got to have their niche.
Do you realize how many sound bites you've just given Wes? Do you have any idea how many sound bites you've got?
I'm a walking sound bite.
Damn! The funny thing is that's totally from him. The whole like, oh,
yeah, I know. It's the roots. Shit.
That's him.
That's the roots of the game right there.
I used to go shit. Yeah, and everybody.
Damn! That was it. That was damn!
Everybody knew Seagreen was up in the house.
Everybody's like, how's it going? Damn! Yep, that's true. I gotta like
running up with the bump in his trunk. Yeah, see, I just kind of run off Seagreen's shtick, you know.
There you go. He was
missing.
2.0.
He was messing around playing with bicycles.
Bicycles. What are you doing?
Say what?
All right.
Good times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Travis, what's your call sign?
Sleepy gun.
Sleepy gun?
Oh, you know what? Let's move over here a little bit because
away from these loud motherfuckers.
Damn.
Are you guys with Airsoft? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
M1 Garand, get some. It's fucking money, dude. That's tight. Get my real one.
I want one that shoots 8mm.
So we're asking people about the Senate bill that's trying to impact the look of Airsoft. Have you heard about that at all?
A little bit, not very much.
So basically they're trying to make it so that Airsoft guns have to be imported completely white or completely neon green or completely orange. And, obviously it hasn't been passed and who knows if it will.
It was red 121.15, so that gives you just how new it truly is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so how do you think that would impact the sport of Airsoft?
Well, at the end of the day, everyone wants a cool-looking gun. If you look around, anywhere you go, everyone's going to have tack gear, everyone's going to have really cool guns. I think the biggest problem with it is that, people that get pulled over by police or use airsoft guns to intimidate police or get shot when they have an airsoft gun. At the end of the day, I could use a peanut butter stick in my shirt to rob a store, and it's still armed robbery because no one really knew if I had a gun or not. So necessarily speaking, that if it's a different color, that doesn't mean anything. It's just going to mean when we're out playing, everyone's going to go, well, there's a guy with the pink gun. You know what I mean? They're going to shoot the hell out of you. So, if they have to import them, what about all the grandfathered-in guns? Do we have to paint those too? Is it...
Well, the way the legislation reads, it's about importation and transportation, not end user. Now, if in the event that this does pass and you have to resort yourself to purchasing a bright orange gun, would you modify that gun?
Yeah, I'd paint it black.
Okay, there you go. There's an easy question. And then also, I have one question as a follow-up. Do you believe that the international manufacturing community is going to build a U.S.-based gun or U.S. compliant gun?
I doubt it. Probably not. If you look in like a lot of European places, all the airsoft there, they test in joules because legally they're not allowed to have over 1.6 joules. And any gun, no matter what it is, they don't care. If you're shooting a sniper rifle, it can only be up to 400 feet per second because that's the joule rate.
In Great Britain, yeah.
Right. And so, and I understand that because legally they're not allowed to bear arms, but in America, I'm over 18, so I can bring my 300 Win mag. It don't matter. It don't have to be concealed. I can have bullets in it. If you have your weapons concealed permit, like my father does, my brother, my whole family does.
And you when you're 21.
Me and when I'm 21, then I should be able to carry whatever gun I want. It doesn't matter transportation. I carry my AR-15 to the range all the time and ain't painted yellow. You know what I mean? It's not going to change anything. What it really comes down to is people respecting the law of cops, respecting their how they feel about guns. If you don't have an orange tip, then you might get shot if you're doing something stupid or you're acting out. Right. Right. It really. In Oregon, I haven't heard of anybody getting shot with an airsoft gun. I've heard of people getting robbed by someone with an airsoft gun, but that's going to happen. People will do that with squirt guns that are painted black. It's
been that way forever.
Right.
One way or another.
It's been happening forever. I don't know. It's kind of a touchy area though because I can see why. Because they're toys, quote unquote. Because
realistically,
right? They're so real that they can be mistaken, and they still have to be. I think it's 18% off the actual thing, even if it's just weight or the length of it or the rail system or whatever it is. It has to be so much percentage off of what the real thing is. So it really, I don't know. Yeah, I do kind of worry about it when I'm driving down the road and I have all my airsoft shit in the back. And
I've actually gotten out of speeding tickets because of that. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So first of all, what's your name?
Yuri.
Yuri. All right, do you have a call sign or anything like that?
Yuri.
Yuri. Hey, we had a Mr. Lopez earlier, so
Yeah, exactly. He's very formal.
He's very formal.
Just Juggernaut to my friends.
Juggernaut. All right. Where are you coming from?
Portland.
Portland, local guys. So we're just kind of asking people about the Senate bill that's on the table right now that would affect how airsoft guns look when they're imported into the United States. So like, they basically have to be like white or bright orange. How do you think that would affect the sport of airsoft?
For general gameplay, not much. But this is a replica. Most people want a one-to-one simulation of what the real still is.
Okay.
Generally, I don't hear much in the news as far as people being stupid with their guns and going out on, shooting rampages for innocents, or people who, on the side of the road. I think it's just more of a control and government being lazy.
Yeah.
I know ATF has to go through, I know you hear about it through some of the companies that they have to go through ATF to get into the states.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that's going to be a problem for them, but paintball does the same thing, and I guess whoever's got the bigger pocketbook's going to be the one that get themselves in.
How will it affect it for you? Like if in the future you had to buy a gun that was bright green, would you paint it? Would you still do airsoft? Would you get out of it? What would you do?
I'd stick with the sport, but it'd be nice not to have to.
Yeah.
I've played paintball as well, but I think the only reason he gets by, and maybe not so much now that I've seen and looked at some of the new guns, but they were just completely different shapes. They looked like a gun, but not an actual replica.
Yeah.
I think that's why airsoft probably gets hit harder than that, because 10 feet away, you get the orange tip off, you can't tell much difference of anything.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it would affect the selection of AEGs that are made available to the United States?
I think manufacturers in the beginning would have to, limit themselves to certain platforms. I'm guessing the AK, possibly, well, definitely the M4 would have to be the major platforms until they could rework their machines or get some different colored plastics out there. It would suck for people who like to have metal receivers.
Mm-hmm.